Hi, I'm Stan DeFreitas, Mr. Greenthumb. We're going to talk about a flowering plant that I love because it's tough and rough. When I was a kid, we had some of these growing in a rock area. I mean, nothing would grow there, and the periwinkles would pop up through the middle of a crack in the concrete. How many plants can you think of that can do that? Now, I will say, through hybridization, we've got some really interesting colors, and you can see that there's some differences between these two. This particular one was used as a basket plant, and it actually got frost on it, and you can see that it kind of is just coming back now. So it's had kind of a tough time. But how many plants that are annuals can hit by frost and come back with vigor? Periwinkles can. Now, you can see here we've got a beautiful hybrid here with a little different color. And I think that really adds a lot to it. You can get them in pink and purple. I've even seen some blue. They come in a number of different combinations. And this one we've got sort of a combination of pink in the center and then kind of a whitish color on the outside. So they come in a number of different color combinations. And they are a nice addition if you want a tough annual flowering plant. I say an annual, I have seen them last in warm areas as a perennial for years after years. But where they get a hard frost, you're probably going to have to use them just solely as an annual. Periwinkles still like a good soil. Now, I said they'll grow in almost any area, and that's true. But if you want your best results, you're going to add some peat, you're going to add some perlite, you're going to try to improve the soil to have good results. Now, this periwinkle is one that we can see it's growing in a good peaty type sandy mix. It's a nice kind of a loamy soil or a mix of a soil. And because of that, and I like to pull them out of the container on occasion so you can see how the nurserymen have started them. If they're growing them in this kind of medium, it's the kind of medium you should probably be using when you plant them in your backyard. You know, don't plant them just in pure sand, or I wouldn't plant them in rock. I would probably try to add some sand, as this has in it, some peat, and it's also got some time-released fertilizer on top. That's going to give you the best of all worlds and best of all combinations. The periwinkle has been used as, well, it's been used in some cases to help fight cancer. It's been used as an edible plant. Some of them are more edible than others, but almost all periwinkles could be used as a garnish for a salad or as some type of a dish. You might want to have this around there. So it's nice to know you've got something that's not toxic to you and your family members. Periwinkles will make nice borders, edging plants, or often they'll be used as a specimen like we have it in this container. So you can use them in a number of different ways to get great results. As far as water, probably small container, maybe almost every day. If they're in an area where they've got a lot of organic matter, maybe every 2 or 3 days. Depends on the size of the container, how often you have to water. The smaller the container, the more frequently you're going to have to water. You can use moisture meters, or you can use your finger. But the periwinkle is a good plant. Some people might say, oh, remember Rip Van Winkle? Well, yeah, Rip Van Winkle slept forever. This plant will give you bright color flowers on a regular basis. Now, if you liked this segment, make sure you like it and subscribe and tell all your neighbors and friends and Aunt Edna she ought to be watching.